Good morning everybody and welcome back to another video where today it's December 1st. So what better way to kick off the winter season and of course a very special time of year, my favourite month I think, than with of course our Christmas set for the year. Now in previous years we've of course done advent calendars here on the channel, but today I have for you Z0087 with 342 pieces. This is the Cozy Campfire Christmas and it's taking a different approach this year. We're going to take a break from advent calendars for a while. So, before I explain what's going on with this set, let's take a quick look at its information. Of course, as mentioned, this is Cozy Campfire Christmas, ages 8 and up with 342 pieces, retailing for £29.99 grey British pounds with 2 minifigures, and you can see we're back here to the Wave 4 box art. Don't worry, we're not done with tiers yet, but of course, this is just our break for the season. So, gather around the campfire this holiday and build a magical slice of Hyrule with your family. Display and play the Link and Zelda's cozy celebration on the Great Plateau, decorate the Guardian Room with festive lights, and cook favourite recipes while toasting marshmallows on an open fire. Add the gifts to your LEGO Zelda collection and decide what gifts the Link and Zelda minifigures are getting underneath the tree. And that will all become clearer as we take a look inside, but for now let's open up our box, which of course you can see shares some similarities with a certain Star Wars holiday set. So realistically all we're doing here is putting a Christmassy spin in a sort of canon Zelda way, but also not really. You'll see it as we go through. Inside our box, of course, 2 manuals and 2 numbered bags. Yes, that is supposed to be 2 bags number 1. That is just because our build for bag 1 is slightly bigger. So 2 number 1s and then 1 number 2, but 2 phases in 2 booklets, meaning you can indeed build this with, I assume in most cases, a parent and child together, like a bonding thing in December, our most wonderful month. Opening up our first little booklet here, we can see that bag 1 is going to build our Christmasified tree guardian and give us our Snow Cool Zelda minifigure. The second booklet is going to build the Great Plateau ruins and sort of the cozy campfire portion. In bag 2, give us our Snow Cool Link, which is a reuse of course, and then a Champion's Tunic torso. I'll explain why later. So when we put the build together, it's just a small cozy piece. It's nothing hugely special, but there are some nice recolors and some nice details and some accessories which I haven't shown you on the side. So let's go through it little by little. And really this is just supposed to be an alternative to an advent calendar, right? It's a small cheap set with 2 exclusive figures that sort of is in roughly holiday vibes, but not really. You'll actually notice that a large portion of this set is sort of inspired by a variety of different artworks. The ruins obviously that appear in the Great Plateau, and the idea that Link goes camping, I guess. The snow is fairly obvious, it's just Hyrule at Christmas, but the Guardian in Pacific, there's plenty of fan arts out there about Guardians being decorated with Christmas lights for the season, so I think it's really, really cute. It feels very warm to me, and the whole point of this is for it to feel quite cozy, I guess is the word of the day today. Let's start off with the campfire section though. As you will have noticed in the box art, of course, these two can actually sit on here. So we have a new unique render of them sitting on the bench next to each other, obviously toasting marshmallows over that little fire. You can see this is done possible by the bench being a little bit longer, similar design to the one on the Great Sky Island, but obviously this one is a tree log in brown, and is specifically, there's one camp on the Great Plateau, which is, this is referencing where the old man is hunting in Breath of the Wild. And you can see, put 2 figures on there right next to the campfire, which is actually the exact same build of the Great Sky Island. Weirdly enough, these were designed around the same time, so it made sense for this build to appear. Remember, of course, in chronology of the CSS, the Great Sky Island would still be 4 hours away at this point, so having a build repeated in what seems like such a short period of time is not actually a problem. One day I'll actually explain that concept properly, but this is a Wave 4 set in a sense. Obviously some other details are present, of course, make the new fern piece making its debut in the CSS here, in dark green and in white, 2 colours it's already appeared in, as well as a couple of other flowers, just showing some foliage and some classic Zelda nods there with the fern piece, which is going to be used in the deco tree. In snowy colours, again just adding to that general vibe, and of course you've got a pile of snow around a ruin in the back corner. At the back you'll notice these 2 boxes, and they are sort of colour coded, not really. The blue one is definitely designed for certain someone, whereas the yellow one is just whatever wrapping paper was lying around to make a festive gift. Another piece of fern in the back, and that just about does it for the floor. In the back corner, the main height for this one is taken up with a couple of masonry bricks and some arches. Again, it's just representing that simple structure. It's all designed to be really simple. This one is largely about the accessories, the play and the figures, and of course our second build. And what I really like is when you look through this archway from the back, you sort of get a cute backwards view of sort of the setup that's going on here. To be honest, it's fairly 360, although the back is considerably worse compared to the front side. As mentioned though, there were some accessories that we get here. Let me run through them. We're going to take a closer look at a couple, but starting off on the left, we have 2 marshmallows on sticks and 2 hot chocolate mugs that would have Triforces printed on them. We have a Champion's tunic here, based off the original design from Breath of the Wild, same print that's been using since Wave 1. We have 2 plates recolored here in medium nougat or dark orange, and a cake build, which I'll come back to why that's here in a minute. 2 presents, and then a scarf and a heart piece. So, explaining the cake then, this is supposed to be a representation of the fruitcake. Why the fruitcake? Well, there's a quest in Breath of the Wild where you have to go and find the recipe in Hyrule Castle, and that recipe states that this is Zelda's favourite. So in the headcanon here of this set, you can see that we've cooked this up on the fire using the ingredients on top to represent all the fruits, because this is Zelda's favourite. So it's just kind of like a nice gesture from Link at this time of year. Here's that cake up close. You can see it's using a variety of different things. It actually gets pretty close to the design. I mean, it works from a distance, right? And then let's take a time to look inside the presents. And if we open up Zelda's first, you'll see that she has been gifted a heart piece. Very cute. But also, of course, this has an in-game significance. Would be a good piece to add to your collection, and is a heart container, of course, an extra piece of life force. And this could always be given to Link. You've no idea. It's your choice, right? Your set. And if we open up the other one, you'll see that sort of cheekily not quite fitting is indeed a scarf. And this scarf is not supposed to be anything particular. I suppose it's a little bit of a nod to Hyrule Warriors, but in the wrong colour. But the idea is it can be paired with the main gift, which obviously wouldn't fit in that box. And I'm taking sort of a spin on the Tears of the Kingdom quest here, where the quest line where you find out that Zelda's been making the new Champion's leathers. So the idea is that she's gifted him the new tunic for Christmas, like a sweater or a jumper or thing. I think that's really nice to be able to switch that out, of course. It's something special. And of course, when you're actually sitting down together, they can have their cozy little time around the fire while they have their Christmas tree glowing, not so menacingly. Let's just say it's friendly in the background. Let's take a closer look. Of course, as mentioned, this build is sort of a hybridized version that's inspired by some various different fan art pieces, but is, of course, a Guardian of Ruin, probably most likely to be inspired by the first one that you come across near the Jarbard Shrine, the Bomb Shrine. You've got the legs that are coming out, which are actually a very similar design to the one from Z011, which is the Guardian attacks from Wave 1. The head is also very, very similar, but the body is actually the design that I ended up using in the large-scale minifigure scale Hyrule Castle, and the colours have been redone as well, mainly to fit that design of the husk better, but where all the purple Malice pieces were, they've all been replaced with the bulb Baraki in green, blue, and yellow, and of course around the back as well. All of these, of course, supposed to be representing fairy lights. I did toy with using the idea of the fairy light string piece, but decided against it in the end. Up around the head, you can see that the glowing eye has been replaced with the blue colour because it's friendly. That was a deliberate choice. And then all the other glowing lights are also glowing like a sparkly Christmas tree. I like to think that this is in their code all along. And he's just sat in a pile of snow, as you can see here as well. So just a variety of cheese ups, just sort of bury him in like he's still in a crater, because I didn't want to make him a mobile guardian. I wanted him to have that ruined aesthetic. Naturally though, as you might expect, the legs can fully articulate and move all over the place. This allows a little bit more posability and connectability. Of course, this is a great cheap way to get stuff like guardians and a couple of other small bits, like either the Champion's tunic and food items, plates, the heart container. Meaning if you bought a couple of these and de-Christmasified the guardian, you could actually have some Guardian ruins in some mock capacities. Also, because of the posable legs, it means he can put his legs up on the main build, so it can actually look like he's like sort of died posed on the ruins, which is kind of cool as an extra option for you. Although this would be quite part intensive, but currently in the CSS this is the cheapest way to get a Guardian, although pay £10-15 more and you'd get a full one. So I don't know, swings and roundabouts. Anyway, let's stop talking about fake pricing and move into talking about the figures. First up here, of course, we have Zelda from the Snowquill set, and you may be thinking this is a non-canon outfit. Why is this here? Well, actually it is canon. This one appeared in Age of Calamity as a playable piece, but obviously more so in the Breath of the Wild DLC memories, specifically the one where she goes to talk to Revali and recruit him as a champion. So I've always wanted to draw this one. Originally this is still coming in another set at some point much later down the line. However, for now, here she is, using the same headpiece as the Wave 1 version, except for now we can actually see what that looks like with an upgraded head, and then of course all of the detailing of like the puffy snow, the golden trims, and the little logo as well. Really big fan of this one. I think it came out really well. Our second figure is actually a reuse. So this is the Snowcall set Link from Breath of the Wild. This one actually appeared in Wave 4, which of course this set is also a part of in the Freeing Nature set, but this is a slightly cheaper way to get him, but also it helps to bring down the cost of introducing this new figure because of course he's included in more than one set. The outfit, as I mentioned, has been seen before, so not too much to talk about here, but he has a new headpiece designed specifically for him, some nice leg printing, some nice arm printing, and then the details all over the torso. This figure also reappears in Wave 8, but that's obviously, compared to Wave 4, way off in the future. Moving back, of course, this is our third of the Christmas set, the first two being advent calendars from 2020 and 2021 respectively. We didn't do anything last year, at least nothing big. And of course, if you guys want to check those out, I will leave links to the playlists, and you can enjoy those across December. But yeah, 24 builds, one based off the Toon Link trilogy and Minish Cap, and one specifically based off the entire series, but with a focus more on Breath of the Wild. There's some great custom figures in there and other stuff too. Definitely a different approach, but I really like that Star Wars has branched out into this. It gave me a nice opportunity to try something different and sort of put this fake Christmas theming over something that I think would work really, really well in Breath of the Wild in particular. But that's actually going to bring us to the end really of what we're going to talk about today, but I did prepare this one last shot. This is every Christmas special figure, so I suppose I've just spoiled the advent calendars, including the wrapped up light chew, the cookie chew, the two elf figures from from 2 years ago's calendar, Gingerbread Link, Santa Linebeck, Santa Ganondorf, and Christmas Sweater Zelda as well. So a variety of figures here, but all in the build along with our two new ones. So I hope you get what I mean when I say this was a sort of more canon-ish kind of attempt at a holiday set, but really I just wanted to do something special. We wanted to jump on the train early December 1st because without any connotations, I just truly do love this time of year. It's all about giving and being with people, and it's so cute. It's such a lovely time of year. So here's, of course, our first celebration towards that. Now, don't fear, of course, there will be more customs coming this month alone. We have the next entry in the Wave 8 Custom Set Showcase, as well as a remastered set back from Wave 2, potentially one of the worst, and we're going to give it a little bit of that Christmas magic and give it a little upgrade. But that is all still to come here on the channel. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought of the concept here and whether I've nailed that idea of a cozy Hyrule Christmas. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below, and I will see you next week. Have a wonderful season, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.